Let's pop upstairs here. There's also an upstairs. For some reason, a lot of the upstairs in these buildings have significant monster density. I never really understood why that was, but keep an eye out for anything bad. It's like watching Vorm just lab runs. I mean, labs are so significant. They offer so much value, and once you learn how to clear one, it's just like a no-brainer that that's where you should go. And if you're an experienced player, that should be like your number one priority is how quickly can I get into a lab? Because a lab will just launch you into like the mid-game. Vehicles are the most fun. Yeah, I think the first time I built my own vehicle completely from scratch was one of my like favorite moments in Cataclysm. I started with building myself a motorcycle from literally nothing and building it all myself, and then getting that first murder vehicle or whatever. You know, what do they call them? Deathmobiles. Once you get a Deathmobile up and running, 100% you'll feel pretty great about yourself, I think. Start experimenting with mutagen. I don't like mutagen. CDDA goal is to learn all recipes from the books I have. Yeah, there's something to be said about that as well. Kind of maxing a lot of your skills and building things yourself can be pretty satisfying. We're going to take this union suit for leather. Found a lab, explored as far as I could, but I didn't want to freeze to death. Yes, some labs are cold, and they get progressively more cold the further down you go. So I honestly, I don't think I've ever explored one of those. They're just more headache than they're worth a lot of times. If you're interested in going back, you can build a thermoelectric suit. If you have I think it's a low tier electronics and decent level tailoring. And you can find them a lot. They're in a lot of these, sometimes you'll find them in dressers and things. And if you can put on like 2 thermoelectric suits, you'll usually be warm enough to explore pretty deep. Are union suits leather? I believe they are. Is that the one that's not leather that I always mix up? Oh, it's cotton. You're right. I don't want that. What am I thinking of? There's another one that's like a full suit that's leather. Is there a gimp suit? Is that what I'm thinking of? Is it a gimp suit? I don't know. But yeah, the union suit apparently is cotton. My mistake. I mean, there's plenty of leather anyway. If we just look in drawers and stuff, there are so many kilts and things these days. Leather kilt. I actually really like the leather kilt. Oh, in fact, there's a thermoelectric suit that we were just talking about. Full body suit of thin thermal underwear equipped with internal battery powered heating elements. They are craftable, or they used to be craftable. And yeah, they'll keep you warm. Just remember to turn it on. It's pretty warm on its own. No, it's not. It's 10 warmth. But once you turn it on, it's considerably warmer. So that's one way. I think there's also a climate control CBM that can be helpful, but for me, I don't really explore labs. Like, I explore labs to get CBMs and stuff, so odds are if it's your first one, you're not going to have access to those. Oh, yeah, the touring suit. That's the one I was thinking of, yes. That is leather. Hiking backpack. 10 encumbrance, 41 full. How big are you, though? Where does it say okay, maximum item length 20 inches. So it can store a pretty big thing, and it has a huge capacity. How much encumbrance when you're not full? 10. I like this. What is, let's look at the backpack for comparison. Excuse me, I just burped into the microphone. For comparison, this is 15 encumbrance, so it's more initially, but oh no, that's its current encumbrance. It's full, so we're getting 15. So it's like 3 times more encumbrance when full. That's actually way worse than I thought it was. What is our current torso? 52. Okay, let's go dump our stuff and we'll assess our current encumbrance issues. For me, clearing a lab is almost like cheating. Bionics, mutations, powerful weapons, too much good things in one place. Unfortunately, so I love Cataclysm, and I love the dev team for the most part, and I enjoy just the contributors, all the people who come together to make this happen. But there is a shortage of people who are generating new locations. A lot of the dev team obviously is focused on new mechanics, on bug fixes, that kind of stuff, features, things like that, that actually are code related. What we need are more contributors to contribute like more locations. and more, everything's in a lab because it's one of the only like mid to late game locations. Now that we're seeing other places like the hub missions, we're seeing the Migo Tower, etc., you kind of expect some of those things are going to be expanded so that it's not all everything in the lab. The other issue is the lore. The lore in Cataclysm is kind of like, I don't think mutagen is available to everyone. I think that that's like explicitly only for scientists making this stuff and testing it on people in the labs. Same with bionics, they're not commercially available, so like the average person is not going to have bionics in their body, so it is what it is. I mean, with the lore, what are you going to do? Not all labs are ice cubes. No, they're not all cold. It's just, that's called an ice lab. It's functionally identical to a regular lab, it's just that it gets incredibly cold. And I believe if it's a certain depth, it's actually like you can't circumvent it. Like if it's a certain depth, even if you put on all the clothes and stuff, you're not going to be able to explore it. So that's one of the reasons I never bother with them. Been watching your How to Code Cataclysm. I guess you mean the mod series I made. That series was super not good. I've thought about going back to it multiple times, but I haven't contributed in a long time, and I'm definitely out of practice. So I'm worried if I go back to it, I'm not going to know what I'm doing, and I might give bad advice or something. I know Korg has done previously some coding streams. I don't know if they're available anywhere. And then, of course, we have the new contributors guide. If you go to the Discord, the Cataclysm Discord, and ask, someone can provide you that link. I don't... Actually, you know what? I probably... Oh, no, I can't pull that up while I'm recording. Sorry, I was going to pull up the link for you. There is a new contributors guide if it's something you're interested in. This goes for you as well, YouTube. I'll try to link it in the description down below. But you can ask on the Discord. People can provide you with that. It's a text guide. I think they linked my videos in the guide. It's not that hard. It's just learning the ins and outs of it. You know, if you can read, you can contribute to Cataclysm. That's something I tell people all the time. People get in their heads like, oh, I can't do this. This is a hard thing. But it's really not. Locations can be a little bit tricky, but it's mostly not that hard. Let's set up our sorting zones. I don't love this because it's still not sorting things in containers as far as I know. So we might have some issues with that. But we'll set up food and drink and see if it sorts anything. And we'll do perishable as well. And we'll just get our stuff sorted here. So perishable food. And let's just call that and see if it sorts anything. Whoop. Oh, game stalled really hard. Don't know why that happened. No compatible. Oh, I need a unsorted zone. I got a follower. Or Tark is now following. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for clicking that follow button. Always excited for more followers. I really need to work on my follower GIF. Currently, it's just that guy getting shot in the head in Zombie Army Trilogy, which is not really indicative of the content I make. It's just impossible to make a Cataclysm GIF. That's something people would look at. Oh, it didn't sort anything. So yeah, it's still not sorting food and drinks in containers. So that's a headache. And there's no good way around that, is there? Nope. I guess you just pick everything up. I hate that. Hate that. We'll try to get some add-on if I can come up with something. I'll check out the lab I saw was in the same subway system. Is there any way to go faster through subway rails? So there is a auto move. If you're playing on a recent experimental, there's the auto move function. It was changed recently so that it should work on lower Z levels. So if you go to your map, let's say this road is the subway and I need to go all the way down to the end of the subway. If I hit capital W, it'll put up an auto move route, and if I hit capital W again, it'll let me auto move over there. So that's one way to get through very quickly in the rail system. I do believe there are vehicles. Was that a mod? There was. It was either in vanilla or no. You should be able to, if you want to build something down there, if you want to build a vehicle of some sort down there. I don't know that it's worth it. I would just hoof it personally. It can be very far. We definitely, in one of my series, we went from a rail station from one lab to the other, and it was literally like 5 minutes of holding down the move button. So yeah, I don't have a great answer for that one, unfortunately. Continue setting up our zones, I guess. We did take Squeamish, didn't we? So we don't really even want filthy clothes at all. Set up our tools pile. We need everything to be near the... We'll put it right where we're standing. That way it's adjacent to us when we try to do the oven stuff, when we cook stuff, but also we can be next to the work table. In fact, let's move that work table. We're going to be standing here 90% of the time. So let's just move this over one. That way we always have access to the table and to the stove in case we need to craft at nighttime. Containers, I just don't like you very much. Okay, let's slap down armor. What else do we need? I mean, we really don't have guns or anything. It's the food and stuff that's like the main one I wanted, but we can't actually do anything with that. This is fine for now. Go ahead and sort everything. Oh, we need a books pile. We do need a books pile. That's what I'm missing. And again, we want that to kind of be adjacent to us for crafting reasons. I think that'll be good enough for now. I think there are foldable bikes. Yeah, foldable bikes would work. I don't have great advice for that. So I guess we'll manually grab all of our food. You know, it's funny, this is how we used to do things, of course, because we didn't have the sorting system. But it's pretty miserable to do everything manually, because then you have to actually read every item. And no one likes to read. That's just, I mean, can you imagine being a person who likes to read? I can't even process that. Man, we didn't bring much food back, did we? We didn't see very many cans. Most of what we saw were like these kind of perishable foods in the fridge that we don't really care that much about. So we didn't actually pick up any real canned goods. Good luck, thanks for the advice. Gotta go to sleep. Got a medical exam tomorrow. Okay, well, have a nice night. Thanks for coming by, and hopefully your exam goes well. It seems we've helped Murder reach some of the Twitch achievements number of chatters. Oh, yeah, I've gotten several Twitch achievements. I didn't really pay much attention to them. The one I'm focused on, of course, is the affiliate. Getting to be an affiliate is an important step because that allows you to monetize. I'm very close. In fact, I've already met all the requirements to be an affiliate. I just need to get like 8 more followers, something like that, 8 or 9 more followers. So that's the main focus at the moment. And then obviously monetizing on YouTube is a bigger step because Twitch is not going to be. I don't have a huge audience on Twitch or anything, and I would prefer to get like a passive ad revenue. I've heard Twitch ads are terrible from a financial perspective, but I don't really know. So we'll find out. We'll get there as we go. Still struggling with how to set up the business in general. So that's something I need to sort out before that becomes an issue really anyway. So we got all of our stuff. We really don't have a lot of books either. Homebrewer's Bible, Self-Esteem for Dummies, Outdoor Survival Guide. Let's make a med pile. Did I ever get one of those? Oh, that's right. It's listed as drugs. We'll just put this in a corner because it doesn't matter. Did I ever find a first aid kit? I really would like to read a first aid book. No, we didn't. Let's take a look at these masks or maps while I'm thinking about it. Tourist guide and road map. So that should give us an idea a little bit more of what's around us. Interestingly, the tourist guide revealed houses. I'm not sure why that would be. We do have an evac shelter up here. Trailer parks and a hotel parking. Okay. I don't think I've seen the big hotel in smack dab in the middle of town like that before. A fitness gym. Are there other kinds of gyms? Pavilions, trailer parks. Man, this is just all houses. Okay, we have a couple gun shops, which is nice. Obviously not something we can get to at the moment. They're pretty deep in the city. Hardware store, very good. Gambling hall, that's a new one as well I've never seen before. Police station, bike shop, restaurant. Back to houses. A garage and gas station. I mean, there's some interesting stuff here. Finished gym. What is this? Electronic shop, also pretty great. What's the G? Public garden, no. Cemetery, no. There's some interesting stuff here. It's just, it's too deep. We're not going to be able to get in there very easily. I need to sort that out shortly. You're going to hit the metric on Twitch soon. You're almost there. Yeah, I mean, but what do you do, right? Like, I don't know tax law, and I don't have any money to go meet with someone or anything like that at the moment. It'll get sorted. Don't let's not talk about it. I don't want to talk about it because it's like, it's a big step that I'm not prepared for. Research facility. I've literally never seen one of these. People say that they're guaranteed on every map now, but I have not seen one. This is an ultra large. I mean, you can think of it like a lab. If I remember right, this is the only place you can get materials for crafting your own mutagen. But I haven't really been there, so I could be completely wrong about that. I just pieced together what people have told me. Really interesting, because I've never been to one. We're not equipped to go there. It would be a bad decision to go there at the moment. But I am excited to look at that in the future. Well, we're real injured, so we can't really go into town because we're just going to get tore up real bad. I guess we hoof this stuff inside, and we just find a book to read until nighttime so we can heal overnight. So let's just start grabbing all this junk, I guess. Cash cards still aren't stacking. That's a problem. Just flip through the old list here. Yeah, I need to meet with someone, and I just don't have any money at the moment, and it's easier to put things off, you know, than to do them. So it'll get done eventually. It'll get done, I guess. No, don't drop the meds. Drop. We did pick up some MREs. That's pretty nice to have those. Heavy duty. We aren't able to favorite things, so I'm reluctant to just full drop all that stuff. Go ahead and keep the non-fouled shotgun and drop the hatchet, and then we'll assort our tools separately. We'll choose our tools. So obviously the cash cards can go, cell phone, flashlight, matchbooks, MP3, sponge. We just want to keep the pocket knife, I guess, is what that comes down to. And we'll drop most of these meds as well, but let's hang on to the aspirin. How much pain are we in? We're still in a distressing amount of pain. That is not good. I don't think we can really fix that. Oh, my Xbox has dimmed, so I can't see what you're typing. No reason not to get Patreon already. You don't have to promote it actively. Just put it in the description. Love to support some recording equipment upgrades or car repairs to ease the day-to-day stress. Thank you. It's hard to talk about because I feel like a charity case when I talk about money. I don't really want to talk about it. I did get all materials for mutagen crafting from a lab and only one level. Don't know what the lab was. I've chatted. Okay, yes, you've talked to me. Yes, I know. Look, so with Patreon, it feels like charity. Okay, and it makes me feel weird because I don't feel like I deserve money. So YouTube monetizing with ads. Sorry, YouTube, because you're watching this right now and you're probably irritated I'm not playing the game. With YouTube, I feel like if people give me their time and they watch my videos, YouTube will pay me a little bit of money for every viewer, basically, that watches an ad. I would rather do that than say, hey, people, give me money, because that feels way worse than saying, hey, I just want your time. Here's a free product that I'm putting out there on the internet. All you have to do is enjoy it, and I get a tiny amount of money. Hey, if you want to support me beyond that, that's great. I probably will set up a Patreon eventually, but ad revenue feels a lot better from my perspective, than to actually ask people for money. And Twitch is the same way. Yes, Twitch has ads, which apparently pay really, really terrible. And then, like, the actual like people who subscribe and give you donations and bits and things like that. If people want to do that, at least they get some kind of value out of it. I don't know what a Twitch sub actually gets you because I don't have any, but like in Twitch Prime, people don't have to spend any more money. They can just throw a free Twitch Prime subscription at you, that kind of thing. That feels way better than being like, hey, here's my Patreon. I don't really know what to do for bonus content, so you can just give me your money if you want. It just feels weird. I don't like it. Can't you do that tax-free? Well, definitely no. Twitch, YouTube, Patreon, all of those people will send you forms at the end of the year to tell you how much you made. Of course, you have to claim it on your taxes. My issue personally is that I don't want to overshare, because some people have a problem with social programs, but currently I get support from my state for my mental health treatment. And I really rely on that because my medication is not super cheap, and two, I have very frequent therapy, and without that support, I would lose. I would have to basically, like, let's say I earn like $100 on Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff in a month. That might be enough to boost me over my financial limit that I would lose my mental health support. If I lose my mental health support, I'm looking at like $200+ a month that I would have to pay. And that's like I would be taking an increase in my pay in order to lose money. Does that make sense? So the issue for me is like I would like the business to be a separate entity so that like the business pays taxes, but it's the business's money. It's not going to screw up my mental health support until I'm in a position, like obviously once I make money and can pay for that stuff. I don't like being on a program like that. It makes me feel like, I know it's dumb and I don't want anyone to feel weird about it. But me personally, I'm a pretty able-bodied guy. Mental health stuff, it makes me feel like so many people treat me like I'm less of a man because I'm on a social program. And I don't want to be on a social program. I would like to be able to do everything myself. But I'm not able to do that. And so I have reached out for support. It's a tricky situation. I don't really want to talk about it. Y'all coaxed me into talking about it. I don't want to talk about it. Let's move on. So last night I had a weird dream. Let's just pretend this conversation never happened. So last night I had a weird dream. No, it's not your fault. I'm just I don't know how to talk about things like an adult. I get really uncomfortable and then I don't know what to say. And then because it's the internet, everyone gets to look at what I just said, and I'm probably going to get some nasty YouTube comments, and that it just is not fun. Last night I had a weird dream. I was sleeping, and I had a dream about Steve Buscemi. Who, you probably know who that is. Steve Buscemi, famous actor. Tons of stuff he's in. Recently, I've been seeing him in these commercials for that fire department thing. The kid from SNL is making a movie with like I can't. My brain is completely blanking. I can't think of anyone's name. Whatever. Steve Buscemi, famous actor. He was in friggin' Fargo. What's that terrible Nicolas Cage? Con Air. He was in Con Air. He played the cannibal dude. He's been in tons of movies and stuff. And had a dream about Steve Buscemi. And it's weird because he's a dude. And as far as I know, he's like just a regular straight dude. And in my dream, he was transgender. And I didn't know that. So I'm having a conversation with Steve Buscemi. And we're at like a fire department. This is why I think... it's because I've been seeing trailers for that movie where he plays a fireman. And he's at the fire department. We're both at the fire department. And he's like, I referred to him as him. And he got super pissed off because apparently he was transgender in my dream. And he was really mad that I used the wrong pronoun. So I got into an argument with Steve Buscemi where I'm trying to apologize. But he's like super mad. And he's yelling at me about transgender rights. And I'm like, I support transgender rights. I didn't know you were transgender. It was weird. I didn't know, now that I'm talking about it, sounds real dumb. In my brain, this was a good anecdote, but it's pretty unusual to have a dream about some rando actor. And I think he dressed as a woman in 30 Rock. He played a detective that later on revealed to be transgender. It's just weird that your brain puts all this stuff that you see on a daily basis. Like I saw trailers with him in it, and then obviously that translated to having a dream about the guy. It's weird. I don't know. It sounds like nonsense now that I'm saying it out loud. We're gonna read until evening. Let's just focus on the game. Focus on the game, dummy. So, we're very injured. We're still in a lot of pain. Our focus is actually pretty okay. Considering how damaged we are. We're going to read a book until nightfall, probably the Pocket Guide to First Aid. I'm not sure where I picked that up. And we're going to read this, and then we're going to go to sleep and try to treat our wounds. So let's start reading. Contains 3 recipes: saline solution, makeshift stethoscope, and antiseptic. No, don't look at my start menu. Interesting that they have antiseptic in here. I'm not sure what that recipe is made. Okay, ethanol. So pretty basic. I don't think that this should even be... Yeah, this is auto learn. This isn't even the recipe. What is... We just don't have the skill support, so we don't know. Okay. So let's just read this book. We're going to try to raise our first aid skill to 1 before we go to bed. Hopefully that will allow us to recover more HP overnight. So how's everybody else doing? I've been rambling about random junk from my life. How's everyone out there? You having a good time, internet? Why don't we stop and eat something here? Everybody having a good day? My day has been okay. I woke up, I had some leftover Sloppy Joe and curly fries for dinner, which is not my favorite thing in the world. I'm definitely going to be hungry later. There wasn't very much of it. But, yeah, something. Nice to eat something that's actual food instead of the garbage that I eat most of the time. Still thirsty, huh? We don't have any water. We'll just keep drinking this and hopefully don't become engorged. We're still thirsty, huh? We drank a lot of juice. Entertainment value through the roof. Focus is top. What? Thank you. Okay, I don't. And we'll just go back to reading. We're gonna wait until we become we're immediately very hungry. Okay, so this is acting up again with the food and drink not really behaving well. So let's continue drinking until we're not hungry. And we're very hungry again, despite the fact that we just ate food. So it seems to me that the food system might be behaving bizarrely again, and we'll go back to reading. Satisfied, and we're back to very hungry again. What is happening? Normal. Now we're not very hungry. What's going on with you, stomach? Why are you being so difficult? We're at normal weight. It's possible we just had a calorie deficit, so it was popping up as hungry even though we weren't hungry. I'm hesitant to keep eating, though. Go and eat some lunch meat and another pickle. So we're satisfied. We hit the read button. Read. We went to hungry, and then it went to nothing. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. Had a great day, thanks. 0 a.m. here. Okay. You should probably go to bed. Unless you're a nighttime person like I am, a nocturnal individual. You can say I had a crappy day, but I'm still alive. Well, good. Being alive is a positive thing. Your streaming is entertaining, otherwise I'd be sleeping already. Well, I'm glad you're entertained. That is part of the goal here. We are losing daylight. I think we'll just keep reading until the sun is fully down. Because we're not going to get to First Aid 1. It's too dark to read. We're not tired, so I do think we'll continue reading, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, until we are ready to fall asleep. That way we can heal, lose the Great Helm. We're going to mark this as our firewood source. Let's get some stuff out of there that shouldn't be in there. Bike helmet, ceramic pieces, all this random junk. Go ahead and move all those. Move the nails, contact lenses, leave the planks, lose the plastic, lose the rags. We don't want to burn the rags. We want those for when we get around to crafting things. Move those. Splintered wood can stay. Spoon can go. Everything else can stay. You know what? Keep the wood panels as well. They can be pretty valuable for crafting, so you don't have to source them when you finally do need them. So splintered wood in the old oven. And we're going to need a tool, matchbook. We have matches. Grab the matches, start a fire. We do only have 20 matches actually, so that could potentially become an issue if we don't find more firewood sources, since fire starters, because items are spawning without charges, which means a lot of lighters, matches, things like that are not going to be usable. So keep reading until we become tired. Oh, yeah, I was gonna make some WoW guides, and I thought no one cared. And I originally was gonna play EverQuest because I enjoy that in a different way than I enjoy WoW. And I thought EverQuest probably has a smaller audience on Twitch, so it'd be a little bit easier to grow playing EverQuest, but it wouldn't run very properly. Last night I decided again I was going to take a stab at 7 Days to Die, because I really liked that game when I used to play it, but I had so many issues. It just doesn't run right. I think I could record it. It runs at 60 FPS on like medium or high settings, pretty high settings. It runs at 60 FPS for like, I don't know, 3 seconds, and then it drops sharply, and then it comes back to 60 FPS. So like every couple seconds there's a stutter, and it's pretty noticeable. And if I cut it to 30 FPS, it runs smooth, but it looks choppy because it's 30 FPS. So like, I don't know if I can record that. I would really like to make some YouTube content of 7 Days to Die. I got so into that game initially when it first came out. Or not when it first came out, when it was like Alpha 16. I really loved that particular version. And then it got real bonkers with some of the requirements and the not being optimized. I would really like to play that game. I might work at it some more tonight, but I don't foresee that actually making an appearance on the channel, so I don't know what to do about that. Zomboid, I could take a stab at that again. I haven't tried that in a while. I just, let's take off our armor. I don't like the idea of sleeping in... Why'd you drop your mace, dummy? So why is it I can fit a suit of plate armor in my back? Oh, no, I'm wielding it. Okay. So if I wield the mace, it'll drop the armor. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and drop that. We'll just sleep here more. Oh, no. We definitely need to treat our wounds. That would be dumb to sleep without treating our wounds. So give me the... Where's my antiseptic? Why is there no... Oh, because it's in a container. So it's not showing up in... It's not being sorted properly. So we'll take our antiseptic. I did not make bandages. I also didn't source water. Well, I guess we don't need bandages. I'd like... We have rags. Just make some of the lowest tier bandages. Make 6 of them. And we'll antiseptic the bad wounds. So definitely our torso. And might as well hit our head as well, because those are the 2 most valuable body parts. And we'll throw on the bandages on everything, because bandages are super easy. So we'll just use up all these bandages. It's weird that there's no number corresponding to the bandages. So if I hit apply, I actually have to scroll to them instead of doing it manually. Definitely put out the fire as well. We'll just go to bed. And hopefully there's not too much noise. Warm falling. How cold are we? Yeah, we're quite cold, huh? Let's see if we can source a blanket from one of these other rooms. Really, no blankets in this whole house? We'll go next door. 7 Days to Die is a hard one to stream, even online or on your computer. Yeah, I mean, it is just super poorly optimized, I think. And the last time I said that, I got someone basically screaming at me like, oh, you have a crap computer, so of course it doesn't run for you. It's like, I don't know. I have a better computer than the average American, and like, I can't I can't run it very well, even without streaming. You know, it just is, really, there's no blankets in this whole town. So dumb. Just give me some sheets then. I don't care. Give me the sheets. Sheets. Yes. I don't know. It used to run fine. I ran it on my laptop. I played 16.4 on my laptop. It ran great. And then they did a lot of the updating models and physics and all this stuff. And it's like you pushed the graphical fidelity instead of making the game better. You made it prettier, which is fine. People do that. That's something people like. You know, they want good looking games. But at the same time, it's like, just you could have left it exactly as it was, where it ran fine and pretty smooth, and you could have just made the game itself better instead of, man, I really hope we don't freeze to death. I probably should have saved before I slept. Rushes out of bed to bandage. Yeah, I mean, I needed to treat my wounds. You'll see we're gonna probably full heal, or our arms might not quite make it, but we'll be okay. It is not optimal. It runs like diarrhea. Yeah, it does not run great. And I'm kind of like, the game is like that, and I've been watching other people play it. Too bright to sleep. Of course, I forgot to close the curtain, so we're not. Of course, it doesn't have certain windows. So this has come up in multiple playthroughs. Certain windows spawn with no curtains, and it doesn't make sense that they don't have freaking curtains on them. Can I make them have curtains? I don't think you can.